I'm John Campbell, president of the Breeders' Crown. When the Breeders' Crown Charity Challenge Initiative was created last year at Woodbine by Marvin Katz, one of our goals was to give back to local communities and be part of the communities where we were hosting it. We've just spent some time here at the Morning Dove Therapeutic Riding and Riding Center. And Brad and Abigail, who run the program here, have really enlightened us, and it's good to see the impact up close and personal that the Charity Challenge is having here in the community in Indiana. The therapeutic riding program, it was just so heartwarming to see what they have done here, and I feel proud that we could be part of this as they've found a challenge raising funds in this COVID year, and I think the Charity Challenge came along at the right time.
We're here with Brad Schleppe from Morning Dove Therapeutic Riding, Inc.
Yeah.
That's the professional name, but everybody calls it Morning Dove, right?
Morning Dove, yes.
So, I mean, we're here at Breeders' Crown, part of the Breeders' Crown Charity Challenge, right?
Absolutely.
So, do you have a rivalry with the other charities, first and foremost, or do charities all get along?
I was going to say, I think for the most part, the charities are getting along. What I will share with you is something from the very beginning. Our celebrity, Julia Moffett, happens to be good friends with Jeff Saturday,
Yes.
who's with the Burn Foundation. And they have done celebrity challenges before. And so, if anything, I think those two are having some extra fun,
Okay.
you know, with each other, supporting all the charities, but supporting their own against each other and those types of things.
Now, is this your first time working with the Breeders' Crown?
It is. It's
okay.
Morning Dove's first time working with Breeders' Crown. We've been working to build a relationship, you know, with Harrah's Hoosier Park for, you know, probably 6 months to a year now, and so we're just thrilled to be able to take part in this opportunity.
Now, this place has been around, what, 9 years, 10 years?
Morning Dove
Yes.
has been around for over 20 years.
Okay.
We've been lucky enough to be on this property here in southeast Boone County for almost 10 years.
Okay, so that's what it was.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you moved to moving on up. Is that this is a beautiful place? We obviously took a tour.
Yes.
Plenty of acreage, right? There's 100 and
We're on about 160 contiguous acres. Morning Dove utilizes about 55 of that for daily operations. But yeah, our business plan has us growing from 65 therapeutic riding participants a week to 85 to 103 over the next several years, to grow our reach into the community, to grow our reach into the communities we serve. You know, kiddos with everything from autism to anxiety issues to MS to CP, those types of things. And we want to do as much as we can. And to do that, we need to grow, not only programmatically, but we need to grow the herd. I have 15 horses. Right now, I need closer to 20 in order to meet those goals over the next couple of years, and I'm zoned in at 17 here.
I was gonna say, like 65 to 85 to 105. That's think bigger, bro.
Yeah, well,
Like, no, we want 1,000 kids by next year. How do we get there?
Yeah.
Is it how many horses serve like per kid? Is that kind of how you have to work it out?
Yes, there are workloads for every single horse, and it's independent for every single horse. Each horse has different abilities. It can serve a different type of rider as well. So I'll have some horses that will only work 4 or 5 hours a week. I have other horses that'll work 9 or 10 hours a week. Well,
I think from the standardbred community, you got to get more standardbreds in here, because we know they're workhorses. They can work. So
we've got one now, Famous, or as we call him, Famous is here. He's been with us for a couple of years. Yeah, he was, so I'm told, he was quite the big deal up at Hoosier Park, and we're thrilled to have him here. He serves many of our riders.
Is there, you're talking about kids with different disabilities and physical, mental, anxiety, things like that.
Yeah.
Is it, I don't want to say the word harder, is it harder to deal with a more mental disability than a physical disability like MS? Because to me it would almost seem like it's therapeutic more for the anxiety, you know, somebody who has, you know.
Right. I don't know if I would say that it's more difficult than the other. It's a special type of care that each of our riders is given. It is, for Morning Dove to put one kiddo on horseback it can take up to a team of 3 adults to ensure that child's safety while they're on horseback. One of those adults will be the horse leader, up front with the horse, leading them around the arena. And then depending on the rider's abilities, they'll have one, but they may have 2 sidewalkers that are there to help the child do the activities, stay in the saddle, but also the sidewalkers will interact with the child, you know, as they're, you know, doing the different therapies, the reaching, the bending, the stretching, the taking, you know, the rings and putting them on the T-poles and those types of things. And so there's an absolute army of volunteers that support Morning Dove, and we absolutely could not do that we couldn't do what we do without those volunteers.
Do you think that like, has there been I want to say that every story is obviously somewhat of a success story.
Yeah.
But has there been a couple that have really stuck out that, again, maybe a kid came in here or young, because you serve young adults too. Are there any, you know, people over the age of 18 that
we do? We have riders in their 20s, 30s, 70s.
Okay.
We have some veteran-specific programs where we work with veterans from the local area.
Okay.
But back to, you know, kind of the initial part of your question, a special case.
Was there a special case?
We've had one rider that's been with us for maybe 6 months to a year at the most, that came to us with a brain tumor.
Okay.
Which affected his ability, his cognitive ability, but also his physical ability.
Sure.
And within several weeks of riding with Morning Dove, this young man was starting to show the signs for the first time of being able to walk. And we here, the staff here at Morning Dove, actually received a message and a video from Mom, basically saying, you know, look what my son is doing. You know, thank you for what you do. What Morning Dove was doing for this young man is helping him build his core strength, so that he can walk, so that he can reach and bend and pull and play and do all those other things that other kids are doing, even with the challenges that he has.
Well, and I would say, okay, if you can walk into any medical clinic, to any physical therapy spot, and they've got medicine balls, and they've got weights, and they've got all this, they've got pools, they've got all this, you know, stuff that medically could help this child build up his core.
Exactly.
But I think when you pair that with, and just my experience with horses my entire life, again, I almost feel like the mental side of it is stronger than any physical, you know, part of it. Is he probably doesn't look at this as therapy.
You hit the nail on the head, Ryan.
I mean,
that's the beautiful thing.
That's why I do what I do, right?
That's the beautiful thing about Morning Dove, is that so many of our kiddos are in PT or OT frequently.
So they do that already.
They're doing those types of things already.
Yeah.
You know, and for them to be able to come to Morning Dove and do those same types of therapies, not exactly the same, but close. For the kiddo, they're learning to ride horses. They're learning horsemanship. They're learning horseback riding. They're not going to the doctor to receive therapy. They're not going to do their PT and their OT. They're going to Morning Dove to have fun. And that's what's so important.
And it's a mental, I don't want to say drain on them to do PT and physical therapy, but it is. I mean, listen, you go to the gym, nobody likes going to the gym. Nobody likes doing any of that stuff unless you find something that you really love to do. I mean, even work. So when you can find something, you almost have more success at it just because it's something you love to do, because there isn't the mental drain on it.
And to that point, with COVID and masks, you know, and all the protocols we have into place, the one thing that I'll share with you is when we were able to reopen Morning Dove on June 1st, as the kiddos were coming up the driveway, you know, we asked them to wash their hands. They have their
hand sanitizers.
They have their hand sanitizers. They have their masks on, those types of things. You can see, Ryan, in their eyes and in the eyes of the parents, how happy they were to be here. How happy they are to be here because they know they're getting ready to ride horses.
Yeah. Well, and listen, it's 2022. Forget about COVID.
Yeah.
How many parents are happy their kids are going outside?
Exactly.
Absolutely. You know, just in general of,
Yes.
Everybody's on their iPad.
Putting the phones away, putting
know.
the Xboxes away, which leads me into another, wonderful thing about Morning Dove. Morning Dove is that safe place where a lot of kids can come and participate in these types of activities where otherwise they might not have that opportunity.
Sure.
And so again, that's another special part of Morning Dove and its story and what it does for the community.
Well, and I think just with horses in general, like, yes, you may have some sort of disability or whatever, even if you're not, like, hey, we're all not LeBron James,
Right.
like built, 6'9", 280, like,
Right,
just like,
exactly.
So, but you get on a horse and you train a horse and you ride a horse.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, you've got that horsepower underneath you.
Right.
All of a sudden, you can do anything.
You can do, literally, you can do anything.
So I don't know, if they can graduate onto, if they have the strength and the abilities to do jumping and racing and riding and things like that, but at least they feel the ability, like, maybe to be normal.
Exactly.
From what they see from everybody else.
Exactly. We have, on occasion, we have students that will graduate to a more traditional barn, for riding and those types of things. But we have riders that have been with us for 15 or more years. They're in their late 20s, and they come here not only for the opportunity to ride, but, because of what Morning Dove is. Again, it's that safe place to come and work with horses and be happy, and do something that they enjoy, and have had an opportunity to enjoy in many cases for many, many years.
And I mean, just today, I know there wasn't that many kids today, but just from my own standpoint, I mean, the one kid in there, he's giving the horse some mints. I mean, that's just little things like that.
Exactly.
Forget about riding, forget about any of that stuff. Just grooming a horse is also part of...
It's a huge part of it, as you know, Ryan.
And let's be realistic. This is why we're all in the horse business. Is,
Absolutely.
For the horses.
Absolutely.
So, again, I don't know what you're going to be doing Breeders' Crown night. The 2 nights that are there, I'm sure. I don't know if
I'll be there Friday night.
Yes, Friday night.
We'll be
so
there.
hopefully there's no rain.
Yes.
And
fingers crossed for good weather.
Wouldn't be a Breeders' Crown without one night of rain, I guess. We've had that over the last.
That's what I was
few
told.
years.
An hour ago. Yeah.
So hopefully, Hoosiers got a nice indoor facility, and hopefully Morning Dove gets represented well, and there'll be a somewhat big fat check at the end of all this. Maybe yours just a little bit more than the other charities, right? We can have
absolutely.
a nice.
We're shooting for first place. There are 4 wonderful charities in this race. We're thrilled to be a part of it. And as you said, Hoosier Park's a great place. We can't wait to get up there and just celebrate with everybody. It's going to be great.
That's what it is.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's a year-round celebration. So, Brad,
hey,
thank
Ryan,
you. Appreciate
Appreciate you. Thanks for being here.